Yes, welcome everyone. First, I apologize because we were intended to bring Hisham to Sufyan, but unlucky he's a little bit sick, so he will stay inside today. And hope we can recover him for tomorrow. On the plan of injury, our striker, he will try today to train. We'll see how fit he is after he left the pitch last Saturday. For the rest, everyone who's here in South Africa is fit. So we have just the striker who's still doubtful, and Hisham Sufyan is sick. All the others are 100% to play tomorrow. We traveled on Tuesday. As you know, it's a long travel to come here, but it went well. So we could adapt 3 days on the weather because it's much colder than what we are used to the last couple of weeks. But the circumstances are good. We're training in the HPC High Performance Center. Really good pitch, once a day. So nothing much on that one. To the game, I think you all saw the game last week. Downs was dominating the game after 10 minutes. They have a good team in place. You could see, or you can see, that the coach is there for a longer period, that his hand on the team is quite obvious in offensive and defensive way. They play also a system that is not common in football, with a 4 in midfield and 2 deep strikers. What 2 deep strikers is more useful. In Zambia, Tanzania and South Africa, you like to play 2 central strikers, but for us in the northern countries, it's unusual. So it caused us a little bit of problems in the first game. We tried to rectify everything on training this week, so we hope to have a better image in the game tomorrow. But still, after watching again the last game of last Saturday, I will give a little bit more chance to Sundowns to qualify. We will put the efforts in to try to beat them, and as you know, the goal away counts double, so it can be an advantage for us.
Thank you, coach. Yannis, just your thoughts on tomorrow's game?
Bonjour à tous. Bon, c'est difficile de parler après le coach parce qu'il a tout dit. Voilà, comme ça a été dit, on est arrivé après un long voyage. On a pris quelques jours pour s'adapter et reprendre un peu et s'adapter même avec le temps, parce que comme l'a dit le coach, il fait plus froid ici. Donc on a eu de bonnes installations et un bon terrain, donc on a pu bien se préparer. Concernant le match, c'était un match pas évident au match aller, parce que c'est pas ce qu'on a l'habitude de voir au niveau de la composition.
So you can translate, otherwise you have to remember everything.
Yes, it's difficult to speak after the coach because he had said it all, and we arrived well. We are getting used to the weather, and all. Now we're going to talk about what happened. The first game that we played was quite difficult because we're not used to play the way we play.
Donc c'est une équipe qui a de grandes qualités. Après, on a fait de bonnes choses aussi au match aller. Donc on va tout faire pour faire de bonnes choses demain aussi et gagner le match.
The team has a lot of quality. We've done some good thing in the first half, and I think we try to win the game tomorrow.
In some media, open the floor to you. Can you just identify yourself in the media house? Okay.
Coach, thank you for your time today. Kamukhelo from Sokala Duma. You recently were appointed the coach of Wydad Casablanca. I wanted to know why you decided to return to Morocco for such a big club, like in such a pressurized situation. You're on course to win challenging for the league. You're in the Champions League semi-final. You could win the cup as well. So what informed that decision to come in at such a pressurized situation?
I'm in the African continent for 7 years now. Some French countries, English-speaking countries. I spent 2 years in Morocco, in Rabat, and now I came back to Morocco. Actually, it's an easy question because when you can go to a team who's still in 4 competitions and you can win some trophies, it's an easy choice. Secondly, their image in Africa, it's quite big. So also for me, it's a step forward to sign for them. So I'm very happy to work with or in this club. There are only positive reasons why I came, but especially being in the 4 championships, League, Cup, Champions League, and also the Arabic Cup in July is one of the main reasons. And secondly, working for a top 4 or 5 team in Africa, it's an honor, and also for the level. So these are the 2 main reasons why I signed for Casablanca with them.
You need a French translation there? Yeah. Okay. Mark, please go ahead.
Coach, I'll just follow up on that question. At the same time as a logical explanation that you've given us about taking the job, you go into a job where you're the 6th coach in a single season, and it's obviously it could be a 2-week escapade, or it could be a 2-month escapade, or it certainly won't be a 2-year escapade. So, what can you really do in that space as a proper coach to develop your team and also your own CV? And if I may ask a second question, have you spoken to Hugo Bruce at all about Mamelodi Sundowns?
To answer the second question, because that's important for you, I didn't speak with him. I know we're good. We're good friends. We were together in Cameroon. But to avoid these things, because I know how dangerous it is, I'm sure if I say yes on that question, he will be criticized because they will help me. But actually, I didn't speak to him. Even he didn't came to the hotel to avoid such things. I don't want to put him in trouble. So I stay away from him. Maybe after the game I will call him, or he will call me to give his opinion, but nothing before the game. So that's a no in capitals. On your first question, actually I'm the 5th, not the 6th. So it's a one number down, but still it's a lot of coaches in 1 year. It shows the instability of the team this year. Last year they had a coach for a full season. Okay, he left for the national team, so there was more stability. It's true that in a short period you cannot do much, but because I knew the team from before, because 80% are the same players as I played against them with Farabat, so I knew the team, the qualities of the team. But to put your hand on the team, it's difficult in 2 weeks. So you try to cope with what you have, what you know, and what you can do in a short period of time. But it's difficult. What we did for the first leg, was putting the general things in place in 3 days. And this week we did at least a little bit more in detail towards Sundowns. So I think we are a little bit more prepared than the first leg. But for me, yes, it can be 2 weeks, but it can also be longer. If you can take some trophies, it's good for the CV. If you don't win the trophies, it's also a little bit your mistake, but not for the full 100% maybe. Working for Wydad is always a good thing for the future. So I didn't hesitate to sign, but I understand that it can be a 2 week, a 4 week, a 2 months, and maybe why not a 2 year period. But I see everyone smiling, so we will not to be too serious about the 2 years.
Coach, obviously you saw early in the season what Sundowns did to Al Ahly and Blue Stadia. Really attacking team. Do you think it would be tactical suicide to come here and try and go toe to toe with Sundowns? And for the player, what did you make of the first leg, of the technical quality of Sundowns?
Sur le plan technique, que penses-tu de Sundowns par rapport au...
C'est une question pour moi, pour le coach. Pour les deux. Not only here they had good score, because they scored in every game, also away, and they put 4 in Algeria. That is that. They scored 2 in Al Ahly. So even if you saw our game first leg, we were not opening the doors behind. Sundowns want to control the middle of the pitch. So even tomorrow we will not play a very offensive game, but a balanced game. I don't want to withdraw neither to our own half, because you have to find some escapes as well to go forward, to get out of your own half, out of your own box. But for sure we will not play with 4 strikers. Open the doors in the back. I think that's a good analysis you made. I don't think you have to be a very good football knowledge to understand that part of the football of the game.
Please go ahead, Matt.
I think he has to answer the question.
Sorry. Premièrement, c'est une équipe qui est très bien en place tactiquement, qui remplit aussi bien le milieu de terrain, donc qui ferme les espaces. Donc c'est assez difficile de se trouver des espaces au milieu de terrain. Après, c'est une équipe aussi qui a marqué pas mal de buts. Donc il va falloir essayer de se trouver des espaces autre part sur le terrain et ne pas trop se découvrir. Et puis voilà, trouver des solutions aussi offensives pour pouvoir marquer.
So it's as you can see, it's a very tactical team, and in the middle of the park they are very good. We have to find spaces between the spaces and solution to try to score.
That's a short translation.
It's good. It was more or less same question.
Same question. Okay. Yes, please.
So my name is Ilyas from the Moroccan news agency, based here in Johannesburg. My question is about your expectation about tomorrow's game. Do you think Sundowns will play the same way they did in Casablanca? And what did you prepare for that? For are you going to change something on the pitch?
Look, Coach Rolani is following Pep Guardiola, I think, for a long period, so he has a lot of variations. In Morocco, he tried one, and I think he has another 3 or 4.
Okay,
So yes,
tricky.
It's a lot of work, and that's why 2 weeks work or even 3 days preparation is sometimes not enough. You can give a lot of information to players, but you cannot cover everything. So even tomorrow in the game, we will be very concentrated on observing what they're doing and try to find solutions. The problem in Morocco is that there was 60,000-70,000, and even when you shout during the game, they don't hear you all the time. So we had to wait to half time to rectify some things, but then the red card came in, so we didn't have to rectify because we had 1 man more. But I'm pretty sure tomorrow the opponent's coach will surprise us again.
John Juda, journaliste de Radio Mars, Radio Marocain, coach. J'aimerais juste savoir l'état d'esprit du groupe, tenant de titre, et aussi est-ce que Fandér qui va exploiter les joueurs qui ont eu des cartons rouges à Casablanca.
He's asking the spirit of the team, and if I'm happy with the red cards for the 2 players of Sundowns. Sorry to take your job. Je vais répondre en français et puis en anglais. D'abord, l'état d'esprit, je trouve, c'est bien. Même après le match nul, directement au vestiaire après le match, les joueurs matures, ils ont dit que on va sortir là-bas et on va faire un bon match. Donc ça donne déjà, direct après le premier match, qu'ils sont encore assez confiants pour venir ici, pour jouer le match, pour faire un bon résultat. La façon sur laquelle, ça c'est pas très important demain, mais si l'esprit des joueurs est déjà positif dans leur tête et ils croient encore, ça veut dire qu'on a une chance. Les 2 cartons rouges, ok, il y a déjà un remplaçant qui a pris rouge, et ils ont un noyau assez fort, assez riche. Maintenant le 35, quand même c'est un très bon joueur offensif qui fait aussi son travail défensif. Donc d'un côté je suis content qu'il n'est pas là, mais ils ont le numéro 21, ils ont le 24 pour le remplacer. Serino est là, donc ils ont assez de joueurs pour le remplacer. On the mindset of players, they're all good. Even after the draw at home, in the draft, immediately after the game, they were talking positively. So when players are positive in their mind, you know you have a chance. If they're negative and they talk negative, your chances are limited. But because, especially the mature guys who have experience in Africa or in the Champions League, they were quite positive after the first maybe bad result at home, the draw, and with one man up. But they were positive. So that means they believe in it, and you have a chance for tomorrow. His second question was on the red cards. Okay, I told him that the squad is rich enough. They have a lot of players who can play midfield or defense. So maybe number 35 will not be there. And I'm sorry if I don't remember all the names, but they have enough players to play, to take his spot. So I don't doubt they will not even go down or drop in quality. Even the red cards, those who will be playing tomorrow, they're almost on the same level as those on the basic 11 team. So their team is rich enough, strong enough, with enough quality. They have maybe 18 or 19 players of a high quality. I think they bought to win the Champions League. When you buy for winning the Champions League, it means that you have 20 equal players.
Good.
Choose from Fapos. Sorry, my voice is gone. Coach, you say, why do you say Coach Rulani has been following Pep Guardiola? What did you say? What makes you think that?
It doesn't make me think that. I think he said it already in the newspapers as well. That's one. And when you follow football where you're working, Africa, you read such things. And two, because he's very innovative in how he's playing, how he creates majorities on the pitch, sometimes central, sometimes wide, but most of the time central. And when you see these patterns, it corresponds only to one coach. That's Guardiola, and also now maybe Arteta from Arsenal. So one, he said it in the newspapers. Two, you see it on the pitch. So it's quite obvious.
Question?
Yeah, Coach Velila from SABC. You spent some time in this region, coaching Chipolo Polo. What kind of difference do you find between football in Southern Africa and also in North Africa? And earlier we spoke about Coach Hugo Broos. He's won the AFCON in Africa. Maybe now what is missing is to take a team to the World Cup. Do you think, especially looking at the tough draw or the tough system that CAF is introduced now, it's something that he can achieve?
First, it's not my job to talk about national team. I think you have to ask that question to him. But what I can say is that I believe South Africa was not qualified for 2 times in a row, and he qualified. So on results, he did a good job. What it takes to bring them to the World Cup, that's his point of view, together with his staff. So I think you have to ask him the question. I can only judge his results, and I think he did well until now. So I think all people here, all the South Africans have to be behind the team. That's one main good thing to go to the World Cup. If everyone in your country is behind the team and supporting the team and not dividing the country, I think that's one of the most important things you can do for your country and for my colleague as a head coach.
Coach, thank you very much.
No, I think there's a second part of the question.
The second part.
What is the difference? If I compare Zambia to South Africa, I think the level in South Africa is higher. Also facilities are much better developed. If I compare South Africa to Morocco, I think the stadiums and the pitches where we play on are on the same quality. Maybe training facilities are a little bit better here or they have more facilities than in Morocco. I think in Morocco you only have a few teams who have really good training facilities. I think here most of the teams, they have quite good facilities. On the level of the league, Sundowns is dominating the league for years now. I think 5 or 6 in a row, 6 times or 5 times champion in a row. So maybe you can speak of a monopoly, like in some countries. I don't know what's the reason behind. Is it because Sundowns is really too strong for the rest, or they have a bigger budget? This I cannot judge. But if you see the level of Sundowns at this moment, I think they're the best in Africa. Even how they play is really a European style. Until now I didn't see a team playing like this on the African ground. So it's a compliment for the team, for the club. But if you compare the full league, maybe because of the bigger competition between 3-4 teams in Morocco, you have more competition between the teams. The league is a little bit stronger in general, but if you see the top teams, I think their details will decide who's winning tomorrow.
Coach,
Yeah.
thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you.
For you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
ما تنساوش تشتركوا معنا في جميع صفحاتنا على مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي وتفعلوا زر الجرس باش توصلوا بالجديد ديالنا على رأس كل لحظة.